And like today, I'm really enjoying the story. Once again, I've said this a lot. I'm still like a broken record by now, but like for real, like, why did people say the story does not get good until post chapter 3? Because like it's already good. Like I've enjoyed every single mission. Like why are people saying it's bad? I don't understand. Like are people just stupid or like what? Or is it just that it's good right now, but it gets amazing later?
Honkai community, we need to talk a little bit. So lately I've been working on going through my watch later list on YouTube, and it's taking a little bit of time, but just the other day I got to a video, Mog Talk, episode 234, experiencing Final Fantasy XIV's story as a WoW player. If you haven't heard of Mog Talk before, it's a podcast run by Frosty Mogborn over on his Twitch channel. He invites different content creators on there to talk about different stuff relating to Final Fantasy XIV, as that's his main game. Well, the episode that I was watching discussed the new player experience in the Final Fantasy XIV story. And something that came up that actually inspired me to talk about this is when they mention how people in the community talk about A Realm Reborn's content. For those of you who don't know, A Realm Reborn is the base game content, the first 50 levels of Final Fantasy XIV, and the first chunk of its story content.
Maybe it's a good time to talk about like the perception of A Realm Reborn, because going into it, I think one of my biggest struggles as a streamer is which like fucking first world problems, but is hearing like A Realm Reborn is like boring, or it's like a slog, and it's like it's not the good content, or it's like people just kind of really like talking bad about it.
Does this sound familiar to anybody? Now, I know that oftentimes when this is being talked about, it's in comparison to the later chapters, the later story. But let's just stop for a moment, rewind a little bit, and think about this. So depending on who you talk to, you'll get varying responses about where the story in Honkai Impact starts to get good. I've seen people say, well, it starts getting good, about chapter 4 or 5, or maybe chapter 5, 6 is where it starts getting good, or it doesn't get good until chapter 8 or chapter 9, etc., etc. Now, the thing is, you are totally entitled to feel that way about the story. I think that the first couple chapters could do with a little bit better delivery. However, the problem comes in when you start spouting that off to newer players, because a lot of the time those newer players will just hear that, say okay, and then not pay attention to the early story, which sets up a lot of important information.
Well, it's just, for me, it's like as a new player, I just kind of feel like I would say try to be a little more positive, because it comes off like it's kind of draining. It's like to constantly hear what you're playing is like not good, or even if you're enjoying it, people are like, oh, this isn't good. Like, oh my God, such terrible this, terrible that, blah, blah, like, oh, ARR 2.0, Omega lol, whatever. And it's like, guys, as a new player, like, it's not perfect, but I enjoy it, and it's fun. So I am excited for what's coming later, but
I hope you kind of see where I'm going with this. Again, the problem is not that you have the opinion. The problem is that you put that opinion in someone else's mind before they have a chance to experience it for themselves, shaping their opinion and potentially causing them to miss out. I hope that makes sense. Let's make sure that when we are discussing the early chapters, we find the positives in them, right? Because while there is a little bit of jank in those first few chapters, whether it be the lack of voice on the Japanese dubbed version or the lack of music when it'll go silent. There's also a lot of really good stuff in there. A lot of foreshadowing, a lot of really awesome character interactions, some basic world building, trying not to overwhelm players too early with too much. But I think it does a much better job than we give it credit for in what it does deliver. And just so we are crystal clear, I know that this is not coming from a place of malice. It is coming from a place of love for Honkai. And if you truly love Honkai as much as you say you do, let it speak for itself. The same way that it once spoke to you for the first time. Thank you for listening to my rambling once again. If you stuck till the end, I appreciate it. If you liked the video, go ahead and throw me a like, and if you disliked the video for whatever reason, go ahead and throw a dislike. Either way, feel free to leave a comment down below. I would like to discuss this a little bit more with anybody who has anything else to say about it, and feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. Remember, captains, fight for all that is beautiful in the world. May all the beauty be blessed.
I feel like the bandwagon has just come loose from the horse and rolled down a hill into a ditch at this point. Like, get nervous. You get nervous that people are going to quit on you before they see how good it is. So you try to let them know. You try to manage their expectations. Like, look, we know this is a little rough, but it gets better. And I think that bandwagon, like I said, just everybody got on it. It fell off the horse. It rolled into a ditch. And now everyone's just like, yeah, fuck a Realm Reborn. And it's like, no, let them enjoy it. There are good things about it too.
Yeah.